All right, well, hello and welcome to today's session that's all about optimizing your HVAC website for conversion so that when people check you out and they see you online, they actually feel compelled to call you, to chat with you, to submit a form on your website, and really engage with your business in a meaningful way that results in book jobs and not just visitors and traffic. That's really the whole purpose of our session today, getting better at that overall conversion of the website. And really what we have found is that your website's ability to convert is one of the most important components of your overall marketing strategy in terms of getting the highest possible ROI for all of your marketing efforts. All right, there we go. So today, as the title would suggest, we're going to be talking all about optimizing your website for conversion. But as always, when I kick off these sessions, I think it's really important to know where does this particular topic sit within the overall picture that is your online marketing strategy. So many times I start with it because it is first, really, if we look at the wheel, number one, conversion focused websites, really the foundation and where it all begins. So that's going to be the focus of today's session. But that is just one component part. So we want to, in order to get people to the website so that they can convert, it's important that you have dialed in SEO, that you're leveraging all of the right paid strategies, including PPC and local services ads. It's important that you have a repeat and referral strategy in place and that you're active on your social media accounts. That way your prospective customers don't look at your Facebook, for example, and see, man, these guys haven't posted in 2 years. Are they even still in business? That's very important. Customer database. So maximizing the overall lifetime value of your existing book of business is really key, and having strategies in place to do that, including text message marketing. And finally, review management, making sure that you're getting consistent 5-star reviews week in and week out from all of your happy customers. Really, all of that is what's entailed in having a successful online marketing strategy for your HVAC business. Again, today, really us zeroing in on the conversion-focused website. So before we get started here, kind of as always, I'm just going to ask for your attention here today. So, I'm going to be giving you all of the latest and greatest ideas when it comes to optimizing your website for conversion. And I'm going to be sharing a lot of the tricks of the trade that we use for our clients and see great success. So because of that, I just ask that, let's close out Facebook, turn off the phones. Let's really dial into today's session. And if we do that, I promise you'll get a much better outcome when it comes to better optimizing your website for conversion. So for those of you that don't know me on today's session, my name is Alex, and I'm the founder of HVAC Marketers. And what's important to know is that I've had the privilege of working with many of the top HVAC companies across the country in order to really get their internet marketing dialed in to maximize their profits and increase their lead flow online. It's all that we do day in and day out is think HVAC and getting more book jobs through the internet. And yeah, as I said, this is what we do. So at HVAC Marketers, we're a full service marketing agency that services the HVAC industry exclusively. So I just want to know, if we're going through this session and you're thinking, hey, maybe I'd just like to have Alex and his team handle this for me, really get my website optimized and get the conversions where they need to be so I can get a better ROI on all my other marketing efforts. We'd love to have that conversation. And the way that we'd start that is if you go over to hvac-marketers.com/schedule, you can book a time, and it's a one-on-one session where we really take a look at your website and your overall online marketing picture and really assess where you're at and if there's opportunity. Now, I like to get this out of the way at the beginning. This is not the purpose of today's strategy. This is really not going to be 30, 45-minute long pitch to work with us. Rather, what I'm really, my goal in this presentation is to give you a lot of actionable items that you can walk away with here today and implement on your own, or take back to your current agency, your current marketing agency, and run with these ideas. But do know that this is our wheelhouse, and sometimes it's better to ask who, not what, when it comes to getting things done. So we are available to you for that. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into it. So I want to frame this session first with the problem. So let's just start there. Now, I find that most HVAC companies make a major investment in online marketing, at least 5% up to 12+% of annual revenue. And because they're investing in online marketing, they're investing in SEO management, maybe they're playing the local services game, paying for pay-per-click ads and running campaigns. They're seeing a lot of traffic to their website. So thousands of people every month are checking out their website. But the problem is, though they're getting traffic, that traffic isn't converting into those booked jobs that ultimately is the whole reason that you're investing in the marketing. And so as I talk with HVAC companies, like I said, I hear that they're, they say, hey, we're spending $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 a month online, and we're only just managing to break even with our marketing spend. Now, I don't know if that's you on this session that's experienced that at some level, especially this year in areas that have had an extremely late start to the season. It can be really frustrating. I hear this all the time. That you're making the investment that you really need to be making in your online marketing, but that it's not getting the job done in terms of keeping your team's schedules full. So what we're going to talk about today is super important, because you don't generate leads from the investment. If you don't generate leads from the investment that you're making, then ultimately you can't grow your business. So what we're going to try to solve for in today's session is making sure that we have websites that are truly built to convert and consistently convert visitors to callers and into leads, but even more importantly, really that journey from visitor into booked job. And by doing that, your team's calendars can stay full, your business is booming, and you can grow in a way that's predictable, so that you have the confidence to say, hey, maybe it's time to add that new truck, or bring in a new install crew, or whatever it is. Really, that predictability gives you the ability to do that, thus creating great momentum and consistent growth within your business. So the success that we're looking for is to get the phones ringing, the trucks running, and ultimately your business booming. That's the whole goal, really, of today's session. And we're going to break down kind of the nuts and bolts of how we're going to do that. So now that we've talked about the problem, let's jump into the focus of today's session, which is your website. And your website really is your marketing hub. Now, if you think about it, no matter what form of advertising you are investing in right now, be that all forms of digital marketing, of course, billboards, direct mail, door hangers, you name it, the whole idea is that eventually those efforts and investments are driving eyeballs towards your website. So with that in mind, and really anchoring in that your website is the hub of your marketing strategy, let's talk about why conversion is so important. And here's the reality. Let's break down two different scenarios, right? So scenario one, let's say that your HVAC website has 1,500 visitors every single month. And right now you're converting at about 5%. That means you're getting 75 calls or leads, form submissions, chats throughout the month. And let's assume that your dispatch team, your office staff are able to convert 30% of those. That results in 22 booked jobs. And if we take what I know is a very kind of arbitrary number, but a $450 average transaction, right? Some jobs are going to be worth more than others, of course. So, and some of you I know have much higher average transaction costs, but we'll use that, or values rather. We'll use that 450 average transaction value. You're talking about $10,125 generated from those 1,500 visitors. So we compare that to scenario 2. So it's going to be the same 1,500 visitors per month. And this is on a, let's imagine that your website is able to convert 15% instead of only 5%. What difference does that make? Well, it's pretty dramatic. So instead of 75 calls and leads throughout the month, you're getting 225. We're going to hold fixed that 30% conversion, or 30% close rate within, on your side. Now you're talking 67 booked jobs in that same month from those same visitors. We hold the same transaction value, and wow, all of a sudden, instead of $10,000 roughly that you're generating, now you're generating over 30,000 with the same amount of traffic. So, in scenario number 2, every single visitor to your website becomes more valuable. And that's because your website does a good job in this example of converting more of those visitors into callers, customers, so on and so forth. So why is getting your website built to convert important to you? I want you to ask yourself this really, and look through the lens of this being the hub of your marketing strategy. Think of what you invest right now to get those eyeballs on your website. And if you could just convert a few percent higher, what difference that would make on your monthly lead flow, your monthly revenue, so on and so forth. And so with all that, let's get into the nuts and bolts of how to go about optimizing your HVAC website to convert more visitors into callers, into customers. And really to do that, we're going to discuss 12, what we call critical elements to enhance conversion. So let's go ahead and look at the first one. So speak to your target avatar. What are their fears and frustrations? Why should they choose you? This is one that I see is missed oftentimes. And that's because, we, being everyone on this call today, everyone watching the recording, we're in the thick of the HVAC industry. We have a different lens to look through. And what that tends to lead to is marketing messaging that is much more technical than it should be. We're marketing basically to ourselves by accident instead of thinking about that target prospective customer and truly what are they looking for? What are their fears? What are their frustrations when it comes to experiencing issues or wanting to make changes with their HVAC systems? It's really that simple. 2, be real. When it comes to the imagery, let's say that's on your website, I hear all the time from folks that tend to think more about how, they're like, we want it to be as professional as possible in terms of the way that our website looks, and really shy away from posting more personal pictures of you as the owner, the team, job sites. And what we find is that actually the opposite is true when it comes to conversion, that really those more real, authentic photos throughout the website do a much better job of converting visitors into callers. So number 3, use video and multimedia elements to engage different modalities. That's just a technical, jargon. There I am being technical. That all that's saying is, we can hit different sensors in the brain by using multimedia, video, motion in a really sensible way, in order to get more engagement and to help the website visitors actually comprehend the story you're trying to tell in a different way, as opposed to just 100% text. So this means having a welcome a website welcome video. So it could be you as the owner saying, hey, welcome to our website. Here's kind of what we stand for and how we're different, and that we look forward to the opportunity to serve you. Just being really personal, it can go a long way. Videos for each of your services are a huge plus. And, as I mentioned, videos explaining why someone should contact you versus the competition. And I'll challenge you. I hear a lot of times that, what we do is so commoditized and so on and so forth. But if you really look at your business, I think you would find that not to be the case. What kind of vetting do you do when you're hiring new team members? What kind of training are you doing? What certifications do you hold? Things that basically tell that target avatar that, hey, we really go the extra mile to make sure things are done right for our customers. Number 4, leverage social proof. So showcase your online reviews prominently on the homepage. There's plenty of tools that you can use to do this. But social proof is so key. In fact, I shared a stat on a previous webinar that was all about, I think it was a Google Maps session. We were talking about Google My Business and reviews and all that. And it was something like 70% of people trust a Google review as much or more as they trust a personal referral from someone they know to a business. So by displaying this social proof that you've already accumulated, likely, if not, you should definitely go back and watch our whole session on developing a world-class reputation, getting more reviews. But assuming that you've put those steps into place and that you've got those reviews coming in on a regular basis, that's absolutely something that should be showcased on your website. Now, when you want to get the basics in order, sometimes these are overlooked. So making sure that the phone number is readily accessible, ensure that there's a web form customers can fill out. Not every person that wants to do business with you wants to call you. So give them alternate means to do that. And then add credibility with authority symbols like Better Business Bureau, Angie's List certs, or Home Advisor certs. And that can be a whole nother topic for another day, whether it makes sense to you, buy leads from those sources. But going back to that target avatar, again, we're not marketing to ourselves, we're marketing to our potential customers. And I can tell you that those certifications do mean a lot to the average consumer of HVAC services and are important. You can also add to that list local chambers of commerce or BNI or different, think outside the box, but, general rule of thumb, the more the better when it comes to sharing credibility. Ensure that you have clear calls to action on each page that speak to your customer avatar and tell them exactly what to do next. So ultimately, that means making it easy for that website visitor to take the next step. Right? We don't want to leave it up to interpretation what they should do next, how they should contact you as a business. Meet them where they're at and make it super easy for them to take action. 7, use specific offers and coupons. These can be a great way to nudge someone. You typically want to ask. Typically, our consumers are asking, why you and why now. So, we've talked about the why you in some of these, and showing credibility, social proof, making it personal. And sometimes that why now can be achieved by offering coupons and specials just to get people to reach out to you today, as opposed to, a week from now to get an estimate on a new system install. 8, make sure that your website is mobile optimized and easy click to call function. I mean, I think everyone pretty much is on the same page in knowing that these, your customers, more than half of them are actually on their phones, finding your website, checking you out, and they're not on their desktop. I mean, I don't know about you, but in me, in my personal life, when I'm looking for services, any kind of home services, if it's someone that I don't already know or have already used before, like I'm pulling out my phone, searching for the service, and then I'm going to be on the mobile version of the website. So the mobile website is super important. We recommend leveraging live chat. Sometimes, like I said, some folks don't want to pick up the phone and call. They may have a question of whether or not, what's the earliest you could come out and service my AC or whatnot. So leveraging live chat and doing it in a way that really integrates well with your office staff. And that way, chat messages aren't just left unread. We see that a lot, where there's all these leads that come in through chat and they're not attended to. So making sure that that's put together in a meaningful way with your office staff. 10, start giving clients the options to book online. I keep going to the point of, we're trending away from everyone wanting to call in order to initiate service. We want to offer non-call options, and so giving clients the option to book online really can help cut down on the back and forth of getting scheduled. And if they don't want to call in, it's a really powerful way to do that. And then site speed matters. So more of a technical item, but site speed matters. And that's because, again, I don't know about you, but in my own personal life, if I click on a website on my phone, let's say, and I'm waiting 1001, 1002, 1003, and it's still not loaded, I'm just going to go back and I'll look at someone else's website. I mean, that's just human nature these days, that we're pretty impatient for the most part. So making sure that you're not missing site speed, and there's great tools, gtmetrics.com, Google has a tool. There's plenty of ways that you can go about checking that. Or of course you can reach out to us. We can send you those metrics of your site if that's something that you're not regularly checking yourself. And then engage via SMS and phone via marketing automation. So having an automation system in place so that way when people call outside of your business hours, or send a chat or submit a form, that you have a system that can automatically reply to those people and engage them immediately, and kind of buy some time before an actual person can start to engage with that lead and get them booked in. So these are all ways really that you can enhance your conversion percent when it comes to your HVAC website. So as I said, what is the one element that will have the biggest impact on the results of your overall internet marketing efforts? And really, it is having a website that does a great job of conversion, right? I mean, just remember, as I said at the beginning, that all the eyeballs that we're buying essentially through SEO, through local services ads, through pay-per-click, through billboards, direct mail, door hangers, all of them, they're all being funneled towards the website. And if we can convert 5-10% more of those eyeballs, then there's no one other lever in your entire marketing strategy that'll make a larger impact than that, I guarantee you. So let's dive in, and I'm going to show some examples of this. So right here we see this is a client of ours, and right now you're looking at kind of the before and after, what the website used to look like before getting started with us, and then we'll take a look now at what that looks like now. So let's just go over kind of let's talk about the conversion elements that we see here on the site. And I'm gonna have to get readjusted here as I've got this pulled up on a different monitor. You move me over here. Okay, perfect. So what are the initial observations, right? So first and foremost, we see that the chat icon is popped up, so makes it really easy for a prospective customer to engage directly with the business via chat. So if we don't want to do that, you can easily minimize that. And you're greeted with a super personal video as the header on this website. So, we see a couple of the different texts, driving in the truck, being friendly. You can tell that these are not stock images. These are the real deal. And so one of those conversion elements was, be real, be authentic. And we're really seeing that here through this. Amazing service at a fair price. It talks about premier provider of all these different services, where we do it, EPA certified, 4.8 star on Google, strive, every day to deliver highest level of service and attention to detail. I can book an appointment right here by clicking the button. I see that they have over, almost 700 reviews. Can click on that. Wow, all these are, recent reviews, 5-star, real text. So what's important to know is on this website, I haven't even scrolled yet, and potential customer has everything that they need in order to make a buying decision, right? They know a little bit about the personality of the company. They know that they have some certifications, almost 700 reviews. They can schedule to book an appointment. They can click to call. They can chat, all before scrolling. So that's what's really key about when you think of optimizing a website for conversion, making it really easy. So with that, let's scroll. So now another clear schedule an appointment, call to action. Again, making it very easy for the customer. And you'll notice some of this gentle but inviting movement that there is on the website. It just helps to continue that scroll. We see here a carousel that you can engage with real photos of the team and services, another schedule an appointment call to action. Then we see partners, another call to action with the phone numbers. A little bit of information around what the company's experienced in, and some of this over here is playing a bit the SEO game, but we balance that out by making it really nicely organized, having a photo over here as well, schedule an appointment. And then we talked about coupons. So offering coupons at this point, if they're still scrolling and haven't made a buying decision, what can we do to increase the urgency? So offering coupons, giving that why now, or answering that question, why now? Well, here are some coupons, and go ahead and call in is the idea. More customer testimonials. We see that form again, contact us today. So you'll see so many of those conversion elements that we talked about present here, where we make it's personal. It's very easy and obvious as to what that next step is supposed to be as the prospective customer. And we're leveraging multimedia, we're leveraging motion, all sorts of great things. So that's an example there. Let's jump back here. All right, let's look at another website. So a bit of a different feel, but many of those elements still in place in order to optimize for conversion. So let's see here, yet again, using a video kind of above the fold, if you will. It's just really personal, creates great engagement, and gives piques some interest, gives visitors a reason to stick around. You'll see here, schedule a service, click to call, Google reviews, a 4.9 star, and it's directly powered by Google. This isn't like we're typing out, manually typing out what these reviews said. These are, straight from the source, the reviews. Your number one HVAC contractor in Jacksonville, Florida, and surrounding areas. Welcome to Chills on Wheels. We're excited to have the opportunity to work with you. Contact us today to discover how we can solve your heating, cooling, and indoor air quality needs. We see social media. We see schedule a service. This is powerful. I got to get my face out of the way. Flat rate pricing with no hidden fees. So again, I had to scroll just a touch here on my particular monitor, but really everything that you need to know in order to do business with this HVAC company, all right there before you scroll. And so just like I did on the last one, I'll continue to scroll, very personal. We see real picture, about us, nice about us section, schedule a service, click to call. You can go into the different service pages and making that super easy if the visitor of the website is looking for something in particular. We drive them to that site, and then there's more conversion elements in place there. We've got coupons and special offers. As we scroll down, a picture of a truck, little farm truck. We've got video, all sorts of great stuff. Schedule a service, real testimonials straight from Google, our partners, all these conversion elements that we talked about prior, and having these in place. Again, it's when it comes to website conversion, it's really a game of inches, so to speak, meaning every little percent that we can improve website conversion, we're maximizing our return on investment with all those other marketing efforts, just that much more. So it's just incredibly powerful. Just keeping an eye on the time here. I don't want to send us way over, so let's we'll maybe skip over this example. You kind of get the idea of what we're talking about in terms of conversion. It's all those elements that we discussed, those 12 key elements. So how can we get your website to convert like that? And so the goal is to ensure that your website has some of those conversion elements in place. And so we put together a resource that you're free to download. You can see the link right there, or you can type in the chat checklist, and we'd be happy to get that to you. Again, I want this session to be one that we don't just sit through and no action takes place. I want this to be really a springboard for action. So I encourage you to download the checklist and see where you're at, see where there's opportunity, and really let this be a session that drives action. So earlier I referenced the whole idea around customer avatar, and that we want to build websites. We want to think of our entire marketing strategy through the lens of that prospective customer. So a phrase that I often like to use, and I've stolen this from others, but if you can see Joe Jones through Joe Jones's eyes, then you can sell what Joe Jones buys. It's silly, but it's powerful in that we so default towards thinking of our marketing efforts through our own lens as opposed to through the lens of our prospective customers. And that's where the whole idea of customer avatars comes into play. So instead of looking at your website through your own lens, like I said, you want to look at it through your prospective customers list. So it's worthwhile to take the time to really think about who is that ideal customer avatar. What are their pains and frustrations? What are their goals? What are their fears? What are their dreams and aspirations? This is something that takes some time to identify. But if you can be, the more specific you can be on this, the more powerful your marketing efforts will be. So just to get you started, I'm going to share kind of some ideas around what that avatar can look like when it comes to HVAC websites and HVAC marketing. So let's start with demographics. So of course, it's a homeowner. And again, this is generalizing. I don't want you to copy this specifically, but this should kind of get you started when it comes to thinking about your own customer avatar. 35 plus years old, typically female. I'm sure you've seen this too, but it's typically the female that's making the buying decision. Occasionally male, married with 2 to 3 kids. They're the head of household. This person that's on the website, making the decision. 65,000 plus annual household income, family oriented, reliable, easily frustrated. So you think, well, why is that important to list? Well, we'll come back to that. Likes to please people and expects the same in return. So how does that make you how does that challenge your existing customer service SOPs? They're not handy, so they're not looking to fix things themselves. Likes gardening, crafts, and arts. Lives in the suburbs, upper middle class neighborhood. takes an interest in their community. So does this sort of change I mean, you can see how in depth we're going here, just focusing only on demographics of this customer avatar. So I challenge you, and we'll continue to go through this. So we're going to cover basically four different categories as to how to describe the customer avatar. And I challenge you to do the same, block out 30 minutes and do this for your service area. Are you looking for, are you on the West Coast and you're looking for more of those higher dollar homes and larger systems and that, are you looking for something different? I promise you, it'll really help you target your marketing efforts and increase your overall conversion. Pains and frustrations. The HVAC's not working. Can't get an HVAC company on the phone or return their call. That goes back to easily frustrated. So it's important to keep that in mind. Needs to get HVAC issues solved. These are, the pains and frustrations. Too busy to deal with it themselves. Worried the situation at the house could be unhealthy for family. Think indoor air quality issues. I mean, we're right now today in Cincinnati in the midst of horrible air quality due to forest fires. So, these are maybe not worries that maybe not worries that you would have, but we're not focusing on ourselves. We're focusing on our target avatar. Whoops. Okay. So fears and implications. They fear being ripped off or overcharged. I hear from a lot of HVAC owners that their customers don't really know what to expect in terms of pricing. So that fear is really constant, that many prospective customers are afraid of being ripped off or overcharged. They're afraid of paying too much for something they could have gotten elsewhere cheaper, having their home damaged by faulty workmanship, having to wait around for the HVAC tech to arrive at home and it throwing off their schedule, being inconvenienced trying to cooperate with the HVAC tech, may cause a disaster in the house. Bill will be more than they can afford. So I'm sure these are things that you've heard before, but capturing them all in one place goes a long way towards really understanding your target avatar. Goals and desires. They want to get the HVAC fixed first and foremost. They want to get this issue behind them once and for all. They want to have a well-kept home. They want to take care of their family. They want more income, money, wealth, and they want to live in a nicer, more luxurious home, drive a nicer car, kids happy, healthy, and successful, spend more time with their family, travel and have fun with family, respect and approval from friends and family and relatives. This is really the level that you need to be going when you think about that customer avatar. And we'll get into why here in just a moment. So if you go to this level and truly understand goals, desires, fears, implications, demographics, pains and frustrations of your target avatar, target customer, then you can create messaging that really works. So here are just some examples. Same-day service or emergency services or 24-hour service, on-time service. Think to how these speak to your customer avatar. They're afraid of being inconvenienced in the day by having to wait around for the tech. So on-time service, speaking directly to those fears. Straightforward pricing, upfront pricing, satisfaction guaranteed. They don't want to be ripped off. They don't want to pay more than they could have with another HVAC company. So having messaging that speaks directly to that. Trustworthy technicians or trusted technicians, experience. They don't want this issue to turn into something larger or have poor workmanship. So speaking directly to that. Hopefully that this point is getting through of how this messaging comes directly from all the work that we did to identify that target avatar. And instead of marketing to ourselves, market directly to our ideal customer is really the idea. So with that, let's run through some of the highlights that we've discussed so far. So number one, remember that it's important to be real and authentic. So here are just some snippets of various client websites where we're showing real pictures. I love this one here. We understand family because we are family, and we're showing pictures of the team, not only on the site, but at outings and personal pictures. I just can't stress enough. People want to do business with people. So being real and authentic goes a really long way. Leverage video and multimedia. Showcase your social proof. Don't let your customers think they're taking a chance with you. You've done a lot of great work. Showcase all those great things that your previous customers have said about you. Use special offers to really answer the question, why now, when it comes to your prospective customer and their buying decision. And make sure it's mobile friendly. So just to share a couple of quick stats on that, 4.8 billion people now own mobile phones. Hard to believe, but add to that, 3 out of 5 consumers, so 60%, search for local businesses on their smartphone. I don't think that's surprising. And then Google reports that 40% of mobile consumers turn to a competitor because they had a bad experience on the company's website. That's really the one that should jump out to you. So your potential customers are very willing to look away from you and look towards your competitors based on a poor web experience. So really, we've covered a lot of the ground today on the specifics around what to do to make your website more conversion focused. And before we get out of here, I just want to drive home some of those key ideas from today's session. So we just discussed real and authentic images, video. There's some ideas around how to incorporate video, that website welcome video, videos for each of your services that you could put on your service pages, videos explaining why someone should use you versus the competition. You want to showcase your online reviews using some type of widget. You probably already have one of these: Bird Eye, Pulsim, Podium, all these different tools make it easy to showcase your reviews. You just have to take the action to set it up. Get the basics in order. Make sure that your phone number is easily accessible. Ensure that there's a web form that customers can fill out if they don't want to call you. And then add credibility with those authority symbols that you have: Better Business Bureau, Home Advisor, local chamber of commerce, so on and so forth. Update the calls to action on each page to ensure that they speak to your customer avatar and tell them exactly what to do next. Just make it so simple. We always try to make everything like a 3rd grade level. And by doing that, you absolutely can increase your conversion online. And then leverage coupons and offers that match the pages that they're on, and give people a reason to say, I want to do business now, and not think about it. Add live chat to your website. Again, think of ways that your potential customers can interact with you in a way that's not picking up the phone and calling, because that, as we see year over year, goes down in terms of percent every year. And people are more inclined these days to want to engage with your business in a way that's not picking up the phone. And then offer people the option to book online. Just to add that point about not wanting to pick up the phone and making it easy. So how are we going to optimize our HVAC websites for more conversion? Well, step 1, guys, is to take action. So let's identify which of these conversion elements you want to implement on your website. And I want you to pick 3 of them. And in the next 30 days, I want you to implement these. So really, right now, I want you to jot down, either in your phone or on a napkin, on a Post-it, whatever it is, where you're taking notes, write down those 3 elements that you want to add to your website. And again, I just don't want today's session to be me spewing information and you on the other end kind of nodding along and then nothing happens. The goal here is to spur you into action, give you some ideas that you can run with, and really make a change in the next 30 days. Because just remember back to the beginning of today's session, if we can, every single percent that we can increase our conversion rates on our website is more dollars in your pocket, higher return on investment for your marketing dollars. So I encourage you, take action. And again, if you're thinking, I'd like some help with this, why don't you post "let's talk" in the comments below, and we'll absolutely reach out and schedule a time that we can talk. One thing that we're offering to those that are part of today's session is a free website review. So if you'd like to book in with us, again, hvac-marketers.com/schedule, and we'd be happy to give you our free review where we look at your website, we look at it in your specific service area and give you the feedback that we would be looking for in terms of optimizing an HVAC site for conversion. And we'd really love the opportunity to help. So don't be shy. Feel free to reach out. Everything that we do is no pressure. It's very consultative. We just want to help. If we're a good fit to ultimately do this for you, that's a huge win. And if not, you can certainly walk away with a lot of really great actionable information that's even more specific than in today's session. So I would encourage you to go online, schedule a session, or you can reach out to me personally. There's my contact information there. And otherwise, hope to see you on the next session, and go out and add those 3 items to your website, and let's get our websites converting at a higher rate, maximize our marketing dollars, and grow our businesses. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next session.